Don't return food in a restaurant just because you don't like the flavors. It doesn't matter if you're in a restaurant in your local hometown, if you're traveling. If you don't have an adventurous palate, stick to the chicken nuggets. Trust me, there are chicken nuggets on every single menu around the world. Restaurants have such a small margin already. They work so hard. Okay, the last thing that they need is somebody with an entitled attitude saying, oh, I don't like this. Well, you should absorb the cost of whatever it is that you decide to purchase to replace that. Either if you don't have an adventurous palate, chicken nuggets, pizza, stick with that. Or if you want to try it and you know that you're not so adventurous, turns out you actually don't like it, it's all right, share it with the people at your table, take it home, buy another plate with your money. Don't ask the restaurant to take away from their already tight margins to absorb your mistake. I really suggest that you try things, be adventurous, but be mindful of the efforts towards authenticity in their food and offering you something different. I found a French cafe in Tampa and I was excited to ask them if they have anything gluten-free. I happened to catch that they have buckwheat crepes on their menu, so I asked for that. And the owner replied, oh, I'm sorry, but they do have gluten. And I was like, why? Buckwheat crepes shouldn't have gluten in them. And she said, I know, but the problem is that I had this on the menu and I would get so many returns. I just had to change the recipe and add regular flour because they didn't like the texture. You know how hard it is to find anything gluten-free in the US? And another story. There's a certain restaurant in Orlando and it's Egyptian. I just asked the waiter, do you happen to have molokhia? And he says, actually we do. I said, oh, it's not on the menu. Yes, because people would order it and they would complain. Can you imagine that? And they would return the plates. Can you imagine that in the US? And then we would have to absorb the cost. So they figure, okay, if you know what molokhia is and you're specifically ordering it off the menu, then you know it and you like it and you're not going to return it. Wow.